Right here. Obviously, massive card here in Perth. I think this is like, your first big. Is this your first big media day for a pay-per-view? So I guess what are the emotions now that you're only a few days away in this massive fight week here in Perth?
Yeah, it's feels pretty similar to the last ones. I'm just very excited to go. I can't wait.
Why is it so similar? Because, a big pay-per-view like this, there's a lot of attention, especially for the main event in this part of the world. But to you, why is it so similar?
I suppose mentally I just prepare for all situations. So, yeah, I'm going into all these fights with the same mindset. I'm just ready. I'm just focused on the fight. I'm ready to scrap.
Does it feel any different? Your last fight was technically your first UFC win after the Contender Series, so it's like you got that monkey off your back, and now you can. Yep. So the pressure is a elevation or relief of pressure.
Yeah, 100%. Pressure's gone.
And your opponent, Alex Ray, is obviously a famous brother, but he's had long bouts of inactivity due to injuries and stuff. So what are you expecting from him on Sunday morning?
Yeah, I'm expecting him to come out pretty sporadic. He's 0-2 in the UFC, so I think he knows, he's got to pull something out of the bag. So I'm ready for everything. Like I've said in my interviews before, I've trained like I'm fighting for Superman. Fighting Superman, like I'm fighting a god out there. So no matter what the odds say, no matter what anyone says about how this fight's going to go, I'm treating it like he's the best in the world, and I'm going to go out there and be better.
Can you watch much tape on him because of his inactivity, or are you a guy that even watches tape on his opponents before his fight?
There's not much tape, but yeah, I don't watch much tape anymore. My coaches do that for me.
And I think I saw something on your Instagram where you said your coaches were kind of cooking up something special for this fight specifically. I'm sure you're not going to give away anything, but what did you mean by that specifically? Or what did you mean by that?
So the new gloves, we've just got a new style we've been working with how I'm punching. My power's gone up 20 to 50%, so I feel like when I find this guy's chin, I definitely will put him to sleep. It'll be pretty devastating.
You said that to change up your punching because of the new gloves?
Yeah. So just being pinpoint accurate landing on the front knuckle, because obviously they've gone from 4 ounce down to 3 ounce, so I don't want to break my hand in there.
And two other quick ones unrelated to this fight, but in November they're going to implement the new rules where 12-6 elbows will be allowed, and they've redefined grounded opponents. I'm curious, did you hear these changes, and are you happy with the rule changes?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I think those rules should have never been in the first place. I'm excited for the change.
And can I just get your thoughts on the main event between Dricus and Israel?
Crazy fight. I've been going back and forward all week on who I think's going to win. I think I'm going to go with Izzy and Zax.
Tom, just to your left, mate. How are you?
Hey, bro.
You've had 4 fights inside of a calendar year, including your Dana White's Contender Series fight. How important has that been for you, being so active at an early stage of your career? Yeah, man, it's important for a couple of reasons. I want to show the world my skills and who I am. And also it just proves, a few idiots think that I struggle to make weight. And it's like, well, I'm making weight 4 times in a calendar year very easily. So, there's a few good positives out of it, and I just want to keep winning and keep getting to the top. And obviously this was the first camp for you with a win inside the UFC. I guess, was there any noticeable difference having that pressure lifted off you? I imagine, the last camp would have been a little bit in the back of your mind. So was it nicer this camp not having that little thought in there?
Actually, last camp I didn't really think about that until it got really close. Like, I actually didn't even realise until a couple of weeks out. I was like, I better win this fight, because going 0-2 is not a great idea. So, that camp we didn't have much pressure on. We knew where the mistakes were made and we knew how to fix them. So my coach just said to me, hey, let's just get straight back in. Let's go again. Let's fix it and get a win. So I just trusted in him, and it all worked out.
But obviously you got Stuart Nickel making his debut this weekend, teammate of yours, and I guess what are your thoughts of him making his debut this weekend and seeing him here with you this week must be a pretty special moment for Team Compton.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. I've been watching him since I started the sport. I grew up. He's a pretty big name around Australia on the local scene, so it's awesome to see him get his shot. He's a little savage. I can't wait to see him go to work. You guys are going to love what he can do.
All the best for the Sunday.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah, Tom, you're the biggest favourite, on the card, $8 going in. Do you feel like the UFC wants you to become a star?
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely some push there. But again, like I said before, I'm not too concerned about that because, it's a fight. This dude's got 13 wins. They're all finishes, 11 in the first round. Like, he's very dangerous. He's a black belt. And again, he's backed up into the corner, right? He's 0-2. Like, I would say it's safe to assume that if he loses this could be it for him. So I feel like he's gonna come out guns blazing, and yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I see it as 50-50.
You almost seem a little bit more relaxed than you usually are. It's normally a bit more sort of violence heavy, and that sort of aggression is normally heightened, especially on fight week. Do you feel more relaxed now?
Yeah, I feel like I've matured into my position in the UFC. I feel like I really belong here, and I don't need to say anything to prove what I'm going to do. I know what you guys see on Sunday is going to be spectacular, and it's going to be enough to show the world.
And final one, when you're in the Dana White Contender Series, your opponent was kind of trying to play mind games with you leading up into the bout, sending you shirtless, angry photos. Have you had anything similar to that in your UFC career, and then how have your interactions been this event?
Yeah, no, it's all been fine. Me and Alex have run into each other a few times. He's a super nice guy, you know. He had some opinions on me before the fight a couple of weeks ago that he said in an interview, which I'll keep to myself, but I like that little bit of fuel. Like on the Contender Series, I went in with that fuel, and we saw what happened. So I've still got that fuel, but this time I'm just going to keep it to myself.
Do you still predict violence?
Absolutely, yeah.
Tom, over here to your right. You mentioned about Stewie Nicol being on the card, and when you were coming up, he was someone you looked up to. In this situation, that's kind of swapped. You were in the UFC and he's making his debut. How is that for you to kind of be the guy leading the charge in this scenario?
Yeah, it makes me proud. You know, I feel like I'm representing my team well. I feel like I'm paving a way for the boys, showing everyone in the gym that like this is an achievable dream. But Stewie was always going to be destined to be here. You know, like he's an absolute savage. If you don't know who he is, you're going to find out because. Yeah, he's a maniac, so it's going to be good to watch him. But yeah, just proud.
And as mentioned, you're a guy who kind of likes to lock in, especially fight week. When you have that, when you've got a teammate going through his debut and you kind of want to be there for him and celebrate with him, but you've got your own job to do, what is that like for you?
Yeah, so I'll fight night, I'll shut off with that. We'll have two teams essentially working on the same corner, so... You know, I'll be able to celebrate with him after the fight and find out how it went and watch it, but I'll be warming up at the back. Like, I'll be focusing on me, he'll be focusing on him, and then we'll get together after.
Will you be able to watch his fight out the back?
I won't be watching it now. I'll be warming up.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Any more, guys? All good?
Cool. Thank you.